guys here so that way I can actually surprise my wife, because it's always the other way around, as you guys know. So she's always the amazing one, so I'm hoping I might have gotten some brownie points for this one. I couldn't have done it without Linda's help, and obviously a lot of you guys have participated. So, man, it's been, 3 months in the works, trying to keep the story straight. Then she decides, like, hey, you know what? Let's do a party for both of us. And then she starts inviting everybody in.
Yeah. There is no other party.
There is no other party. February 26th is canceled.
Are we refunding your tickets?
Yeah. No refund, sorry. Oh, I guess the musician has 2 contracts, so maybe we do it. I actually asked him to do a fake contract for February 26th that never got there. But, muchísimas gracias a todos por estar aquí. Obviamente los estimamos mucho y no podría ser igual sin ustedes. Y de veras que, como ustedes conocen, Adalia es una mujer maravillosa. Yo diría perfecta. Porque yo diario soy el que me meto en problemas. Ella no. I'll translate that for you guys that don't understand that. You know, Dalia is always, she's amazing. She's, just amazing. Perfect. And I would actually go to the extent to say that she's perfect, because it's always me that's always messing up. It's never her.
That's true.
I agree.
No, but it's been a wild ride, obviously, to get to this point, and I'm just glad that we're able to be here to celebrate her, because she deserves this and way more. So I know for those of you that don't necessarily know our story, I've been thinking about, obviously, what to say, and really it started from day one when I got the call, and I was working doing real estate seminars, and I was at Crosstown here, actually at the Red Lion Hotel, and she was downtown at the Sheraton, and one of my coworkers calls me. She's like, there's this really hot girl says she knows you. Who is it? And during that time I was like, okay, well, I got to figure out a way to get over there. So my job at that time doing seminars was I had to upsell the room so that they could sign up for all these real estate courses to the class, and obviously I saw Dalia. And you guys have seen her smile. And I am so lucky, so lucky. Like, her smile, just really, I'm not gonna lie, it blew me away. I'm sure it's blown a lot of you guys away just with her charisma and the way that she is. But I'm like, wow. I'm like, she is way more than that. So then I'm like, oh, but she just wants to learn about real estate, not necessarily talk to me about anything else. So anyway, so that evening I'm like, well, obviously there's company policy, hey, you're not allowed to date students. You're not allowed to give your personal information to any students. So for that reason, I'm like, crap. What do I do? So I'm like, hey, all right. We both went to Chico State, and I said, go to this instructor. He's got my number. Get it from him. Then that way we'll we'll work our way around. And we can talk. And I'm like, and if he doesn't give it to you, my sister's still there. Have him contact my sister. We'll figure this out. So that was, I want to say, right around beginning of July, and then a month goes by almost, and nothing. I'm like, holy shit, I blew it. I probably talked too much, or I probably made myself sound better than I was in front of the class, and she probably thought I was cocky. I don't know, something. So then, I'm teaching another course at the DoubleTree, and I'm dealing with the phone call on some kind of transaction or something. And I'm on the phone, and she walks in, runs up to me, not really run. Oh, well, I felt like she ran. I'm telling the story. So she walks up to me, gives me a hug, and puts her business card on my shirt pocket. And I was like, my heart just, wow, what just happened? But, you know, we spoke during that day. The following day, I actually asked her, you know, basically to go to dinner. I'm like, hey, you know what? You want to learn real estate? I can show you some stuff. I know how to do this stuff. So, you know, let's go out to dinner. So we went to dinner to P.F. Chang's. Obviously, we started talking, and next thing you know, it's like for the next 2 weeks, like, I mean, we were just calling each other, texting each other. We actually had cell phones back then, just so you guys know. So we were texting each other, calling each other. Now actually, I had to travel, so I was traveling. And this particular trip that I was in Morgan City, in the Bay Area, and we're texting each other, and I'm just like not really paying attention to the student that I'm teaching or training, and I'm just like busy texting Dolly. And I mean, it was just, we had so much in common. It was just crazy. But then I was like, once again, she only wants to learn about real estate. So I'm like getting way ahead of myself. I call my brother and I call Jose, and I'm like, dude, you don't know, like, this is it. Like, she's it. And it was like, Jose's like, dude, you don't even know she likes you. Like, like, you're getting way ahead of yourself. Like, slow down. I'm like, but you don't know. Like, just wait till you meet. So we were working on a project that actually Tom Christie sold me in Oak Park.
Believe that.
And I'm like, I'm gonna call her over. That way you can meet her and you can see, like, you see. But hey, you know, when she gets here, pretend that I'm the boss. I mean, I am the boss, but do everything I say. Pretend that I know everything that I'm doing, right? So I'm like, you know, you know how to do everything. So I'm just gonna be like, hey, we need to fix this. You go over there and fix it. Tell the guys, hey, el patrón manda, you know, like, he's the guy. But she shows up and she's like, you know, she's willing, obviously, to work, her work ethic and everything. I mean, and we competed a lot in college as we did fundraisers for Make-A-Wish and all these other things. So I already knew her work ethic. I already knew, you know, how amazing she was, but obviously never actually, at the time she had a boyfriend, so I couldn't be like, hey, you want to go out with me? You know, but it was okay. It wasn't meant to be at that time, which was fine. So this was my chance to impress her, so I think I did a pretty good job because she's with me now. But even then, at that point, then it's like, I told my brother, once she left there, I was like, dude, I'm going to ask her to marry me. And he's like, are you crazy? Like, you've only, she's not even your girlfriend. I'm like, but you don't understand. This is how amazing she is. Like, everything we talk about, all these things. And when we were in that, I happened to be away and, you know, doing one of the trainings, and it was finally like, I'm like, I need to tell her something, because if I don't, and I just, you know, keep leading on or what have you, like, and then she rejects me, and it's gonna suck. But it was funny because we were on the phone. It was probably 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and we were talking, and then she's like, I have to tell you something. I'm like, well, no, I have to tell you something. Well, no, you go first. Okay, I'll go first. No, you go first. So on and so forth. Anyways, it was very romantic. And she was like, I think I like you more than just a friend, or for you. I don't just want to know about real estate. And I was like, oh my God, it's the best thing I've ever heard. So, sure enough, and then of course I'm still stuck in this trip for another 2 days, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to see her so bad, and all this stuff. And I think the following week I asked her to marry me.
Wow.
So she never said no to be my girl, or she never said yes to be my girlfriend. She just said yes to be my wife. So thank you for making me the happiest man. But once again, your smile, I mean, the feeling that I'm feeling right now is just, this is what I felt and more. And obviously, for always being there for, whether it's my family, your family, friends, you're always there. You have such a giving heart. And I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I could never get around to being able to figure it out how to do it myself. And I obviously figured out I can do it myself. So luckily we got Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
But I mean, you know, I truly feel like our story, like, you can make a movie out of it. Like, that's how I am. It could be a #1 hit, whatever you want to call it. Seriously, because I mean, just so amazing, honey, and I love you more today than I loved you that first day. And thank you for being you. You know, keeping this thing a secret, especially when your dad called you like 30, or you called your dad 30, 40 minutes ago that on the way here, and you can hear everybody on the background. Podíamos escuchar a todos hace 30 minutos, 40 minutos cuando íbamos manejando. Y de suerte don Guillermo le dijo, oh, aquí estoy sentado en la sala mirando televisión. And I was like, shit, my hands are sweaty. I reach out to hold her hand. She's like, why are you sweating? I'm like, I don't know. But, I mean, thank you, honey. I love you. I hope you truly enjoy this. This is for you, because you deserve this and one more.